Welcome to this mindfulness practice designed for building the character strength of curiosity. And so, before we begin, just starting by finding ourselves at comfortable position, just making sure that you're sitting with ease, but at the same time in a position where you're alert and attentive towards this practice. And just whenever you're done with finding yourself that position, then you can gradually get to closing your eyes or lowering your gaze, whatever feels comfortable. And beginning by just settling ourselves in the mind by taking 3 deep mindful breaths and letting go of thoughts and emotions as we do that. So just taking a deep inhale, filling up your lungs, and then this gradual, gentle, mindful exhale. And doing this a couple of more times at your own pace. And then, when you start to feel more settled, gently bring yourself back to observing the natural rhythm of the breath. Noticing the breath go in and the breath come out. And just remembering the intention for this practice is to stay with the guidance. So, being only and only aware of wherever the guidance mentions you to put your awareness towards. And as of right now, just being aware of every single breath. So noticing this process of the breath going in and the breath coming out just naturally. And to inculcate this character strength of curiosity, let us today take interest in our ongoing experience through the different senses. And for that, let's begin by bringing mindful awareness to this sense of hearing. So, just being curious of all the different sounds that you're listening to right now. It could be the sound of traffic, or of kids playing, or somebody speaking, or it could be some construction going on in the vicinity. Just being curious of what are the different stimulus that are hitting your ears and are potential objects that you can bring greater and greater attention to. Just being curious as it changes every single second. And also being curious of where exactly are each of these sounds coming from. So, with your mind's eye, just being curious of the approximate location of each of the sounds that your ears are privy to right now. And now shifting your awareness from being curious to what you hear to now being curious of what are you tasting right now. Just being curious of what are the remnants of taste of a meal that you just had or a snack. So, very mindfully, maybe you can salivate your mouth a little as you become aware of this sense of taste. It could be one of the conventional tastes that you can feel, like sweetness or sourness. Or it could just be some taste that you can't really figure out in vocabulary terms, but nevertheless feel in the sense of how it feels on the tongue and the taste buds. So just bringing that sense of curiosity. And now shifting your awareness from being curious of the taste to bringing curiosity to the sense of smell. And just noticing. And if you want, you can take a few deep inhales, but becoming aware of whatever fragrance or aroma you're catching on right now. So just be curious with every single breath. It could be an aroma that's familiar, that you can identify with the dish or the painted walls or anything else. Or it could be an aroma that's very new to you, something you can't pinpoint in terms of a vocabulary, but just being curious with every single breath of the aroma that it brings with it. And now shifting your awareness from the sense of aroma and smell to now the sense of touch. And so just beginning by being curious of the different kinds of touch that you can sense into right now. Beginning with the feet, maybe the first thing is the sense of touch against the slippers or the floor. And as you move up, just being curious of the sense of touch of the clothes or the shorts against your leg and thigh. Now moving up, being curious of the sense of pressure and touch of the sit bones against the chair. Just being curious of how does one sit bone feel vis-a-vis the other. Just being curious of the difference in sensations. And now coming up, being curious of the sense of touch of the shirt with the body. So being curious of where all it touches and how different are those touches. And finally, as you move up, just bringing curiosity to any other sensations of touch that you feel right now. So just being curious about the earphones if you're wearing them and how they touch, or spectacles if you're wearing them and how they feel around the eye, or any other sensations from the fan in the room to any object you're leaning against or holding on to. And just bringing this sense of curious attention, knowing that with awareness you can bring this greater sense of exploration and discovery, even to the simplest of sensations and the simplest of experiences in everyday life. And so, with that, now letting go of the different senses, and finally coming to the sense of sight, for which we will continue meditating as we gradually open our eyes. And just for a few moments, looking around your room and bringing curiosity to how many different colors do you notice around. So just seeing how many different colors exist, and maybe being curious if any of the conventional colors are not present. Because with enough curiosity, you might be able to spot every single color in one or the other shade. And then picking one color that's most prominently visible And also bringing a sense of curiosity to how many different shades of that color are visible to you in your room. If it's green, how many different greens can you see in your room? And also bringing curiosity to how many different objects carry that prominent color. So if it's green, how many different objects carry that color for you in your room in all the different shades? And now, when you feel comfortable, just letting go of being observant to the sense of sight and bringing curiosity to it, and closing this meditation by just taking a few deeper mindful breaths. If you want, you can do that with your eyes closed. So, taking deep inhales and gentle exhales, and just knowing that it's possible for you to keep coming back to this exercise and practice every time you want to further build this character strength of curiosity so that we can bring greater attention and awareness to different aspects of our life. And so, with that, whenever you feel comfortable, you can gradually open your eyes again if they were closed, and then end this meditation as soon as you hear the bell ringing and come back to the world again.